Hi, so today I want to talk about how the process automation, the methods, the patterns that we used evolved with the introduction of generative AI over the last few years. So I see companies really looking to adopt AI to improve how they do the business, but majority of the businesses are actually not doing it the right way, where they actually get the full benefit of generative AI and the traditional process automation methodologies when it's come to adopting these generative AI into their business. So what the result is, they're leaving quite a bit on the table. So let's say in the early stages, what we do is we look at the process. We let's look at a process. We look at a process and go, okay, these are repetitive tasks. These are the things that we can automate using computer power. So we implement certain things. We just optimize it first of the process, and then we do put computers and computer programs in to get it done. However, there's always a considerable amount of work, the efforts with regards to decision making, transitioning and transforming certain processes and things throughout the process. The throughout the process is done by still humans, right? So that's how it works. So what we've seen over the recent years is, with the introduction of generative AI, a lot of businesses does bring AI to maybe automate or offset, replace human effort with a I don't know, with a agent, right? I don't know, that's my agent, right? With an agent. So that absolutely reduce the amount of work. So a lot of organizations do this. But if you actually, the thing is, the majority of companies today, the businesses, when they look at it, they look at these things in isolation. That's the problem. The problem is they look at it in isolation, where they leave quite a bit of gaps in their processes. So for an example, let's look at a very common thing that everybody started doing when it's come to generative AI. Like let's look at ChatGPT example, right? Let's look at content creation, right? Let's look at a content creation. What's the process? This is something a lot of companies do. What's the process? So we used to have a copywriter. We have a copywriter. We tell the copywriter this is the brief, and then copywriter goes and write it. Most of the time, an average one, in my experience, unless you have massive budget, come back, you go through multiple revisions, and then when they're okay with it, you give it to somebody else, your web developer or somebody who goes and create that in your blog, and they publish it. Then after that, you need people to look at it, change the things here and there. You read your article, and then you get a little snippet for social media and things like that. So that's how what it used to work. With when ChatGPT came out, when people realized, hold on, I can use generative AI to generate the content, generate these articles and things like that. So what we are talking about is, let's draw it. So you're doing the brief, right? We do the brief, and then we send it to somebody else to do the creation, right? We go through a review loop. Once the review is done, we actually give it to a web developer, right? Web dev, who's going to put it in, who's going to actually, web dev, we give it to web dev convert it to a blog, we put it to the blog, right? And from the blog, we take the article, and it's either somebody, another person, create a social media posts, and then post in social media, right? So that's what used to work. That's what we used to do. Like this is a brief. I hope you guys can read it. I actually don't know how to. Well, I might have to closer. Yeah. So that's how you do it. So with the generative AI, one of the things a lot of businesses did was they actually replace this piece with things like ChatGPT, right? They also, smarter ones went one step ahead. So they still created that, reviewed it. So this process also, like this, for me in my business, it used to take about a week. If it's really good, a week. Otherwise, sometimes it's about 2 weeks to get it done. This one became merely minutes, right? It went from weeks to minutes, right? That's what it happened. Then also this process, we completely got rid of this as well with ChatGPT, because what we did was we have the blog, we feed the blog to a Gen AI. Gen AI will actually spit out, okay, how many you need. It generates this, so we create it. So this previously would have been, let's say, a day. One day became minutes, seconds sometimes, right? Then we still post it. Majority of the organizations look at this and say, oh, we adopted AI and now we are efficient. Yes, you are efficient. But they don't look at it from these areas. Why? This is where the traditional thing comes in. Because a lot of businesses bypass the traditional automation because they can't afford it, or they don't look at it that way. They just, because AI was such a hype, they want to jump on that bandwagon, but they looked after that. What real good companies do, this is actually what we do, DAS CX, our consultancy. We are a business analyst, and now we are evolving into technology consultancy, where we actually use our expertise to help companies to completely automate this process. The right way to do it is, let's say you still do the brief, right? This has still got two people, two touch points, right? Somebody has to post it down, right? What we are saying is, what if we, imagine this, what if you give the brief and it generates the article, then after that it actually picks up the article. You have whatever it is, let's say you have an agent, technical agent that actually does the posting for you, right? And once that posting is done, because this process can take minutes to even days, right? Then they do the same thing with this article you posted. This can also take days, and we're gonna get it down to seconds, because the systems are much more faster, the process automation. So the true process automation in the age of AI is this. This is what you should look at. So what we normally do is, in our business, we go to a business, we look at how they do the process, what are the processes, right? And then you automate it, entire process. So we, like in my business, what we do is we actually send a message to Merlo. Merlo is our own chatbot, like we built it, integrated into Teams and everything. Say, hey, I need this done, and I want you to create 3 articles on this subject, get it done and send it to me. Within a few seconds, I have the articles ready for me to review, right? I review the articles. Then as soon as I remove it, I know the day I want it to be scheduled. It's scheduled in my blog, it's scheduled in here, right? So guys, look, this is the true automation, right? This is what you should aim for, business owners. This is what you have to strive to achieve, because this, you remove the need of 2 people to get involved in this process, right? You just run it, right? Imagine the efficiencies the productivity increases you can expect in your business if you look at your business processes like this. This is just one example, guys. This method, we call it the AI excellence method. That's something we actually want to build as a framework for our business. This is something we want everybody to adopt. This is how you do it. This is how you truly automate your business using AI. So there you go, guys. I hope you find this helpful. And if you have any questions, leave it in the bottom, and I'll see you next time. And also, don't forget to give me a likes and a thumbs up button. All right. Bye-bye.